All right, Mike, we are in Godzilla. And we are about to floor Godzilla. What do you say? There we go. It takes a while for the snow. Oh, there it goes. So which model are we in?
This is the 2014 Premium Edition with the Premium Interior Package.
And what's the sticker? You got it in your hand there.
Sticker's 104. 104.875.
Now, I remember when these cars were, well, quote unquote, affordable, right?
Sure.
All right, so this one is $104,000, but it's not the most expensive one, right? There is a track edition which costs more but has less stuff, like no back seat.
Correct. So it has a different set of wheels, different back seat, all to optimize the weight for the track. So lose the back seat. There's not many people going to be sitting in the rear while you're driving on the track.
Except for our intern back there, right? Who's hiding. Say hi. But normally, yeah, on the track you wouldn't have more people. So tell me about the three different models, right? There's this Premium, there's a track edition, and then there's the regular GT-R. Right.
There's the Premium. We have a black edition.
Yep.
And we have a track edition.
And what's the price on all three of those?
This one starts at $99.
Yep.
105. I'm sorry, 109 for the black edition.
Yep.
And then you walk up to the track, which is at 150.
So basically about $100,000 if you're looking.
Basically, each trim offers sort of a different kind of different packaging.
Yep.
The black edition has a different set of wheels, has a carbon fiber spoiler, Recaro seats. Track edition, different seats, different suspension, built for the track, and like you said, no rear seat.
But they all have the same engine, which, tell me about the engine and the horsepower output.
Output is 545 horsepower, 48 foot-pounds of torque. It's a twin turbo 3.8 liter V6, matched to a rear transaxle. So this is the, I think at one time, it was world's first independent rear transaxle all-wheel drive setup.
And now the cars are built in a special way, right? The engines specifically. Correct. Tell me about that.
Correct. The engine's built in a clean room.
Yep.
In our Tochigi plant, built by one engineer. So from beginning to end, he's the one that puts the vehicle together. The engine together. And we've actually added a nameplate on the engine commemorating his work on the engine.
And why is it built in that clean room? What's the reason for that?
It's just to keep, basically to keep the dust out of the engine. So the oxygen's pumped into the room. Yep. Less dust that could hamper any kind of performance the car would have during the manufacturing process.
Now, when we tested this car, this is the fastest car we've ever tested up here at a mile above sea level, and we went 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. Of course, the given number that you're supposed to do it in is 2.7.
Sure.
But the reason for that is because we have less air density up here. Now, people say, well, it's got 2 turbochargers, but that doesn't make up for the fact that there's still less air.
Sure.
So you're down, give or take 100 horsepower, and that's going to be like basically having a 5-cylinder twin turbo. So 3.8, I think, is still crazy fast.
Right. Yeah, there's not many cars out there that can do 3.8 in the conditions that you outlined. But yeah, 2.7, it'll do that in optimal conditions.
Now I'm looking at the speedometer and it says top speed of 340 kilometers or 220 miles an hour. Sure. Will this thing really do 220?
220? Given the right conditions, it probably could. I think top speed is around 198, 199 on this.
So the right conditions are a tuned GT-R.
Sure. It's a great platform and engine to work with, and we've got a lot of people out there that like to do that.
Yeah, of course. Tell me what else makes this car special. There are 3 little settings here that I can mess with. One is suspension. One is
VDC.
Yep.
And the other is
Thanks for doing that while I'm driving. I don't want to crash.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we have a VDC,
Yeah.
suspension, and then shift point settings.
Yep. And what do those do? Tell me how that affects driving.
Well, there's 3 different modes on each one. Right now we're in normal.
Yep.
There's an R mode. You hold them up, and it goes. The lights turn red here, and that just really optimizes the car for the fastest potential time on the track or anywhere else. So it shifts a little bit faster. Suspension's a little bit stiffer, and the VDC will interact at a different point.
That's the vehicle stability control, right?
Sure.
It'll cut in at different points. So hopefully, if you're a good driver, it'll make you better. And
Right.
if you're a bad driver, it'll keep you from.
Right.
You know, you could light all 4 of these wheels up pretty easily with 545 horsepower.
Sure. That's one unique thing about this car, though, is that it's the weight, the power, everything about it is made so those wheels won't break free. So when you launch the car, all you hear is a small tire chirp, and that's it.
And that's the benefit of having all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive. Transmission, 6-speed transmission. And one thing about the weight distribution is because the rear transaxle's so heavy, it helps normalize that weight distribution.
Now, the cool thing is I've got paddle shifters here that I can use if I put it in manual mode.
Yeah.
You know, is it any faster with the paddle shifters, or is it, you know, faster to let the transmission do the shifting for you?
Well, the car really kind of does its own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have it in automatic, it'll shift at the right point whenever the engine speed gets to the right zone. But the manual mode yourself, you know, if you want to push it a little bit harder, or you know, you just like to take a little more control, that allows you to do that.
Now in front of us, we have a Nismo Juke that we're going to almost run up the back end of right there. When those twin turbos spool up, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Is that kind of in the same theme as the GT-R? Are you taking the technology out of the GT-R and putting it in the Nismo Juke?
Well, you know, that's a front-wheel drive based car.
Right.
This is the all-wheel drive. So our engineering teams do share across our vehicle lines. So I think maybe in all of our sporty cars, there's a little bit of GT-R in there.
And last question, what's your favorite part of this car?
Favorite part of this car?
Yeah, what's your favorite part?
I guess probably the confidence that it gives you when you drive. I mean, you get in the car, you can drive it every day, and you can take it to the track and you can just wear it out, even though, you know, I'm not a professional driver.
Right.
It just makes you feel comfortable, and it's really a great car.
What percentage of your owners do you think actually take it to the track?
I think a pretty high percentage. We held a couple GT-R events last year.
Yeah.
Each day we had 50 owners. Of course, we invited them, but you know, we had over 200 owners do that. And I think it's kind of regionally based, though. You know, a lot of places in the United States can't get to a track fast enough. But the car, the chief vehicle engineer engineered this car to do what it does on the track. So, and honestly, out here on the main road, you can't really get a feel for what the car can do.
No, I'm cruising along right now at 70 miles an hour. The speedometer goes up to 220 miles an hour, and if I floor it, I'm going to be up that Juke spot in about a second and a half. Let's just see. Hold on. There's floored. There go the turbos, and there we go. I could do that all day.
So yeah, it's definitely it begs to be driven fast.
It does. It does. You know, this is the kind of car that if your driver's license is in any kind of jeopardy, stay away, because it's so seductive. That much power, that much torque, and just to feel that thrust of the engines, you know, and of the turbos, and it really is amazing how much of a grin this car will put on your face.
Yeah. You always walk away smiling, that's for sure.
And how fast you will lose your license when you get behind the wheel of this thing. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Welcome to Byers, Colorado and the High Plains Raceway. And this is the Nissan GT-R. There we have the Ford Focus. And this is a series of speedy racetrack reviews that I'm going to try to give you over the next couple of days.